Hi everybody. This is a quick impromptu reading about a call I got from, well, it was an unregistered number to me, but it came up as all get keys. And obviously, as a typical that was such a sign kind of person, because I answered it, but they were gone, and I answered it more or less straight away. And I just wanted to come on and because it came at the end of a morning where I felt like I was getting a lot of messages anyway, which is most days, but today was very intense in terms of like how thick and fast the messages was coming and how deep the dives these messages were taking me on. Anyway, not to ramble, the way I would interpret this all get keys message is that whoever is viewing this, and it's a timeless message, I feel, it's to remind you that we all did get the keys when we came into this experience called life. And at this time, I feel like is a potent time to grab the keys, because just because you have the keys, it doesn't mean you're going to use the keys to open the doors to where you're trying to get to in whatever area of your life, be that love, career, wherever the finish lines are for you. Whether you use the keys or not is really up to you. And the way how I answered the phone, I was on the mat doing practicing yoga. So I didn't rush to answer the phone, but I answered it as soon as I realised it was ringing. I had my Bluetooth headset on. And obviously I realised kind of straight away because it cut through my music. And I answered and they were gone. So it feels like the fact that I was on my mat doing my yoga, chill, don't, you may be missing opportunities, but let your perception of those missed opportunities be that maybe it wasn't an opportunity for you, you know, because you have keys, it was plural. So there are many other keys, many other doors that will be open to you. But I feel like the key is to use the keys, to take action. It's all good getting insights, which I really believe that we all do get psychic insights. But it's just whether or not we listen and take action in the direction that is best for our acceleration to where we're trying to go to. So that is my interpretation of the message. I would welcome anyone or everyone who feels to add to my interpretation of what that all get keys message means, and the way how it came in as a call, especially at this time, when I'm going to put it in the description probably. Everyone's like 888, we already passed that portal, but I happened to stumble on a video, and I've always felt that, like, it's every year is the same 888 portal and all the other portals as well. And I didn't have anything against it. Definitely I'm bombarded with number synchronicities, number sequences, and butterfly numbers, I call them, like they're mirroring each other, and I have my own interpretations for them. But not to go off on a tangent, I stumbled across a guy. I think he does a sidereal astrology, if I'm not wrong. If I can remember his link, I'll put it in the description as well. He just resonated with me. It was like an 8-minute video, I think, and he was talking about how, there's a 30-day period. It's not just that one day, which for me gave me a lot of relief, and I feel it does tie in with this message that it's not a one day. Every day is sacred, every day is powerful, and if you just drop into your own flow, everyone's on their own journey. Maybe 888 is great for certain people, that specific day, but like the window is always open. in terms of opportunities. We all have the keys. I would say definitely still time is of the essence. You know, don't sit on your laurels or rest on your laurels or whatever the saying is. But yeah, you know, and I what it is in terms of when that call came in for me was that I was on this, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it felt like a moving, because I was on my mat. But even I went to the gym first, and while I was in the gym I was getting, I would call it downloads. And then when I was on the mat, that kind of even more kind of intensified. And what I want to share here, because obviously I was in the gym, like the gym is like a time warp for me. I get lost in the gym. I was there for about, in total, including my mat time outside the gym in the park doing yoga, it was about 2 hours, probably more. But what I want to share here is this thing about consistency. When you are consistent, right, with anything, with, you know, physical practices, mental practices, spiritual practices, your experience of life and how close you get to your finish line, it's inevitable. It's absolutely inevitable. You have to stay consistent across the finish line. You can't get close to the finish line and then give up. You've got to keep going even when you're tired, mentally, physically, emotionally, in terms of career, in terms of your love life. You can't just give up and say, where is he, where is she, let me just settle for what is here. Where is the job, or where is whatever it is that you're working towards, and then just settle. You have to be consistent. You know how you have to be clear about your picture, and then you have to be clear about keep going until you see that this is what I was working for. You know, that's how I would take that, because I've been seeing a lot of consistency with. I've been taking action to, should I say, to maintain consistency, and I've been seeing really positive results from it in a lot of areas of my life. So I wanted to pay that forward to you. So I did not mean to talk so long before touching the cards, but I don't think there's anything wrong with sharing my intuitive side. I did really want the video, the sharing, to feel like that. Because for me, anything that I'm doing, you know, whether it's, I instruct yoga as well, by the way. I do various different things in terms of energy healing, and in another life, in this life, but I always say another life because it feels like a whole nother life. There's other things that I do in, you know, like, but we'll talk about that. If you want to know, email me or whatever, and I'll tell you if you need help with other things. But yeah, this is my vibe right now, and I feel like for the rest of my life. But yeah, the reason why I hit record is because I wanted to share, because for me, this journey of reading tarot, oracle cards, and just giving intuitive insights, this began, I don't know if, you know, when you just don't really know where it actually began. Because when I was a child, like, let me show you, like, we used to, maybe loads of people did this. We used to play, like, this game, Yes, No, Maybe, Definitely, with a regular playing card deck. And everyone always wanted me to read, because I always ended up, like, and I didn't do anything, but the answers that they wanted always came out. And I don't feel like tarot is like that at all. But obviously we were kids. But tarot tells you the truth, but we were kids, you know what I'm saying? So, if that makes sense. And I hope, as a tarot reader, if any tarot readers are watching this, you'll know what I mean, because a lot of times people think you're a magician. I'm not a magician. I'm just reading the energy. I can't change your reality in terms of that. Let me just make that clear. Okay, so hearts was yes, definitely was diamonds, any diamonds. I think spades was no, and clubs was maybe, and that's what we used to play. And from then, that's where I remember starting off. And obviously, you know, fast forward, well, not obviously, but yeah, my dad and me with this deck, this is where it kind of really dove a bit deeper. When he passed, we did some readings on each other with that same deck before he passed. because he was kind of trying to teach me something about my intuition, and he kind of this is his dowsing crystal as well. He kind of showed me something about dowsing with dowsing crystals and dowsing rods before he passed. And then when he passed, I must have stumbled on a video talking about how to boost your intuition. And she was showing you with the cards how you could boost your intuition. I get dreams anyway, so my intuition was there. In terms of sleeping time, waking time, maybe not. Or maybe I didn't trust it, I would say probably more than anything, as much as I do now. Yeah, so then when he passed, that was my way of, like, I guess, comforting myself. I did that for how long, and I kept on getting this card out of this deck, because that's the only deck I had actually at the time. Oh no, I think I did have this deck as well. I think I did, but I kept getting out of this deck. What was the thing? Path of Service, and then when I would clarify with this deck, which I started by then to learn the cartomancy meanings of it, I realised that I need to do this, which is so what got me here. And I was fighting it for 18 months. And I'm not saying that everybody watching this, it needs to go my path. Everybody's on their own path. The reason why I'm sharing, because I feel like intuition is a very powerful tool, and I realise the time is going so down up right now. So I just want, but yeah, I'm just letting it flow. Intuition for me, it's linked to everything. It's linked to, it's your inner sat nav. It's your personal, tailor-made inner sat nav, and that's what gets you across your finish lines. Whether that's financial freedom, abundance. For me, abundance is an overflow of every good thing, an overflow of love and harmony in your relationships, whether they're intimate, family, colleague relationships, like just everything flowing. If you don't have intuition, then you don't know where you are, and you don't know where you are in relation to where you want to get to, and you don't even know what to do to get there. So intuition is really key in terms of abundance. So yeah, that's why I'm sharing, because 8 August is a really powerful month and number when it comes to abundance. 8 for me, in terms of if I'm reading, even if I'm reading and I see something and I'm out and about, not even at this desk, 8 to me is like put your foot down. That's what 8 says to me. Like literally, like when you're joining a motorway and you can't be doing whatever speed you was doing on the road you just came off, which is probably maybe 50, 60 at the most. You need to start speeding up. Where in my country is 70 on the motorway, because you're going to annoy people, and you're just going to miss your chance to kind of just get in the flow neatly. You get me? So yeah, so it just feels like get ready, opportunities are coming, keep your speed up. And for me, keep your speed up is absolutely talking about transformation, acceleration, ascension, like growth, like jumping timelines. But what I really kind of feel in terms of how it feels like it's coming out is jumping timelines is an action thing. Like you literally have to take the leap, and the leap is the little steps, the little bite-sized steps, sometimes big steps that are scary, that we don't know where it's going, but we know that we don't want to stay here anymore. We know we've outgrown this space, this place, whether it's our thought patterns, our lifestyle, what we're doing for a living. It could be relationships, whatever it is. This, and it doesn't say to leave the relationship, but it might mean that you've got to grow. You've got to show up in a different way in that relationship. Then, and to me, in terms of the vibes I was getting all morning, it's really your relationship to yourself. Being self-determining, showing up regardless of your family, your experiences, things that you've internalized, good, bad and ugly, from your interactions, from your time coming into this experience called life to now. Making sure that what determines your identity, your self-concept, is yours. This life is yours, no one else's, in terms of that. Yeah. So that's why I wanted to share. So I'm just going to pull cards. I've already cleansed all the decks before I hit record. So I think, because I've got some notes here. So I'm just looking what the question was, what it means for me. For me, intuitively, I've done that bit. What it may mean for the collective. We gotta start here. What does it mean for the collective? Show me what I need to see. What does it mean for the collective, this all get keys message? What does this all get keys message mean for the collective? Show me what I need to see. Divine entourage of myself and whoever is viewing this message, you are invited to guide the messages that the viewer needs to hear. Timeless message regarding all get keys. What does that mean? Show me what I need to see. Right. So if nothing jumps out, I always take out what's sticking out or what flies out, or what's at the top of the deck. And that's not sticking out to me. This is what's sticking out to me. I'm just sharing because if anyone wants to boost their intuition using oracles or tarot, whether it's, you know, as a sharing like how I share, or just for yourself, which is where I started, then that's the way I do it. You don't have to do it the way I do it. That's the way I do it. All right, I'm just sharing. All right, so I always look at the bottom of the deck. Joy and gratitude. And the stone, if you want to get it, is kunzite and hiddenmysteriesdivination. You don't need to go and get the stone, as my dad taught me, and it resonated with me, that message. There is mighty power in your mind and tongue. If you call the energy of kunzite and hiddenmysteriesdivination to you, or anything in creation to you, it has no choice but to come in front of you in terms of that. So joy and gratitude for me, in terms of all get keys. I feel like this is kind of jumping ahead because that was one of my later questions actually. So all get keys, that's what I get from the bottom of the deck in terms of what does that mean. It means we know how to tap into joy no matter what is going on, you know, so we know what this yin and yang sign means. Like, so in good there's a bit of bad, in bad there's a bit of good. You know, in dark there's a bit of light, in light there's a bit of dark. So no matter where you're finding yourself right now, and we are living through very challenging times, but be grateful for what it is there that you do want, and use that as your roadmap, because there's things, there's skills, there's talents, there's blessings, there's always something to be grateful for, and you know, if when you focus on that, there's something very powerful about focusing on that and allowing that to expand. And I know there's tough stuff going on, but when you focus on the good, in more of that, I don't know what I don't know, but that you know, at my big age, I realize that it just brings more of it to you. And the same if you turn the other way and focus on the darkness, focus on the negativity, focus on the challenges, focus on what's not there, who's not there, it just spirals down. And I love that. I love whoever designed this card, the whole deck, to be honest. But yeah, the spiral. Are you spiraling up, or are you spiraling down? Are you spiraling against joy and gratitude, or in the same direction as it? This is one of the times when you need to go with the grain, not against it. Thank you very much. All right, we've got transformation. Transformation is giving me moldavite. Again, same message with the stone thing. You can get it. I do have a piece of moldavite. I'm laughing because I've seen so many crazy videos that kind of put me off getting moldavite for a good 2 years. It's not been that bad, I promise you, but I'm triple Scorpio, so maybe I can manage it. But yeah, Moldavite, I would say, with this cup here, and then she's got some wings there, and she's leaping out of the cup, or this cup is spilling over, and she's got to take the leap, and she's got the wings to fly. Anyway, all get keys. That's what this is, all gets keys, is saying to me. It's saying you've got everything you need and overflowing. You've got your wings. Your cup is overflowing in terms of all this green. Like, you've got all the love you need from yourself and around you. Like, you're immersed in it until you're overflowing, and now you've been in that cup long enough. You know, a butterfly, obviously, that it started out as a caterpillar, and it was crawling on the ground for how long, eating leaves and all kinds of things, and then instinctively, intuitively, one day it said, I've got to get off this ground. This is not working for me anymore. And it found the nearest tree, climbed the tree, found a leaf, hung on that leaf, you know, became a chrysalis, and did you know, started pooing and becoming goo, and the goo becomes the wings. It sat in its own SHIT for God knows how long. I don't know. If you know, put it in the comments, because I'm so fascinated by, but I've always been fascinated by butterflies, you know. And they say with butterflies, I think it's wherever butterflies be is beautiful, and they beautify wherever they be, or something like that. But anyway, like, just know that whatever moment you find yourself in, that you bring beauty. And I love the way that her hands are out like this. So to me, whether you're male or female watching this, I feel like it's your intuition is saying, like, give your gifts. Give your gifts. These are the keys. You all get keys, you know. And to me, it's like she's even reaching out for the keys, giving the keys, or she's even reaching out, giving her keys out. And the keys to me would be, oh, the keys would be her talents, her skills. And again, if you're a male watching this, this is in your intuitive insights. And the fact that she's a butterfly is like, it's time to transform it. And I feel like for me, butterfly is about balance. I don't think it's a mistake the music went off, because I think it's very important. You see the change. We started off. I'm gonna pause. No, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna pause. So yeah, that recording ended. I paused it, and I don't know what went back to it. I don't know what happened. Anyway, it ended on 22:11, which is to me a message about silence, stillness, balance, junctions for decision making, and you must pause at those junctions. You do not speed past those junctions where you're making the decisions, because decisions are like junctions. You're not going to just think, oh, I don't know which way I have to go, or let me just rush. Even if you're driving and you know where you're going, you're still at the junction. Take your time. Make sure some other car is not going to come and lick down your car because you didn't wait to make sure you navigate the junction properly, right? Okay, so that's what I get from the light going off and me having to pause, or deciding to pause at the time I did, because, you know, there's a darkness here, and the fact that the light went out when I'm looking at this message, to me, is saying, in terms of all get keys, you even have keys to get through that darkness. I'm laughing in a very dry way, because I feel like I've passed through a certain kind of darkness recently, and this life is so enchanting. It's so beautiful. I definitely did have all the keys to pass through that darkness. On some of them I wasn't even aware I had. So to me, the message is, you're ready, but you may not know you're ready. And you may have to make that your affirmation until you see that, you know. For me, one of my favorite affirmations as I pass through this recent darkness is, I'm exactly where I need to be. Always. Right now, and now, and now, and now, and infinitely now. I'm exactly where I need to be. And I just want to pay that forward to you guys. Okay, so that's the, I'm going to put that there so we don't forget that one. And then, so that was what it means for the collective. That, you know, it's go time, you know. She's leaping, her foot cup is overflowing, she's got more than enough, and she's even got the wings to soar in the direction that she's going in. And I feel like the main thing with all this green here is move from the heart. And, you know, see that it's bordered by this, is bordered by the storm and the mountains of red. To me, that mountains of red is like security, mountains of security, mountains of safety, mountains of belonging, like you belong here in the space that you're in right now, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, whatever, spiritually, whatever, you're exactly where you need to be, and you have more than enough in terms of a home there, a space there, you know. So ground in that space, ground in that stillness, even if it's dark. You've got the keys to get through the darkness. The storm, before you get to the storm, if you can see, there's this body of water. I always see the body of water as if, like, yeah, however you do it, you've got to cross that body of water to get to this mountains of, for me, this could be a mountain, it could be a massive ruby, my gosh. Look at that. You know, and rubies are precious stones, but you got to get through the water. To me, the water is the pain, you know, because it's a storm, so it's definitely, you know, intense emotion. You've got to get through that. You've got to face, well, you haven't got to, but I suggest you face yourself, because on the other side of that pain is so much pleasure, so much peace, you know. And then you get to be this butterfly. I said a lot of things, and then I realized it wasn't recording, and I did unpause, but it seems like unpause turned into turn off the video. I don't know. Everything happens how it's supposed to happen. But yeah, the main gist of what I was saying was that you have got what it takes. You just have to ground, and sometimes you have to ground in the stillness and see what's there. And sometimes it's dark and scary and painful, but in the silence, in the solitude, I'm paying it forward. I promise you, there is something so precious there, and it's you. It's who you really are. So take the time to face the best version of you that will come out on the other side, that you will find there in the darkness, in the stillitude, in the stillness, in the solitude. Just me, a few months ago, I was not laughing like this. But yeah, I don't think it's a mistake that I got this message to come through today. So that's what I feel like it means for the collective. I'm going to do a final guidance message. What deck do I want to use for the final guidance? I think I'm going to use a Nefertiti Iffy deck. Final guidance for the collective. What is the final guidance for this reading? Because we have definitely gone way over our time. What is the final guidance for the collective regarding this all get keys message, and what's come up in this reading? Final guidance. Show me what I need to see for the collective. What does this all get keys message mean for the collective in terms of final guidance? Show me what I need to see. Okay. I think this one, no, this one is sticking out the most. Oh! I am not surprised. Healing thoughts at the bottom of the deck. Just a base message in terms of the situation and forgiveness. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there, and I'm going to lean that there, I think. Oh, that's pretty, that looks pretty like that. All right, and then yeah, I'm gonna probably lean this here. It'll stay. Okay, and then forgiveness. Okay, so let me look at the back of this. So we've got the focus in the situation is healing thoughts to yourself, and definitely healing thoughts to anybody that you do need to forgive, and that's a focus message as well in terms of the final guidance. And you see, she's about to take off. She's already taken off. When I'm telling you, I'm paying this forward from my own journey. When you forgive, there is so much lightness. You free yourself when you forgive, right? And that you see all the blue here, like you free yourself to really focus on what your voice is. When you are in unforgiveness, I don't know where this is coming from, but it feels like you're asking for permission from others. Once you past 18, your life is your own. You determine your choices, you know. So in a way, you have to start first realizing that you got to forgive yourself once you're past 18, and you got to forgive, you don't got to, but I advise you to forgive anybody who you feel wronged you, because what you're doing when you don't do that is delaying your own transformation. She's been through the storm, and she's let the storm take whatever doesn't belong to her, what is not serving her growth. You see the wings? She was a caterpillar before. And again, for me, the feminine in any messages, for me, represents your inner self. Whether you're a man or a woman, it's your intuition, it's your inner guidance, it's your inner sat-nav, it's your creativity, it's the part of you that allows you to rest. And I don't just mean like lying down on bed and going to sleep, but I mean like rest in peace, release the tension, relax, you know. So that's the final message. If you are interested, let me put these back here actually. If you are interested, then I am open for private readings. My email I'll leave in the description. It's hiddenmysteriesdivination@gmail.com. And my Patreon for the extended, I'll leave in the description too. It's patreon.com/hidden_mysteries_divination. If you aren't come over to the extended, thank you for clicking this video. Please comment, subscribe, and share if it resonates with you and you feel like there's somebody who needs to hear this message. Thank you for the bottom of my heart for staying to the end of this message that was meant to be 10 minutes and it's gone to over half an hour. In the extended, we're going to look at what are your keys specifically, because something did come out there and I think it was joy and gratitude, but that's a general to me. Everybody can tap into joy and gratitude, but we're going to look up specifically what your keys are, whoever comes over to the extended. And I know whoever feels the calling to come over will come over, and and again, if you want a more specific message than that, you can book a private reading for Wiz to get more into that side of things. And then the other questioning will be how to use them. And then I will probably close with like a final guidance again about what your keys are and how to use them. All right. Thank you for clicking. Have an awesome day. And I hope you guys are enjoying the beautiful sunshine that we're getting. Peace and much love. Love you because that's all you came here to do.